What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes checking in here on a Tuesday. Excited to talk to Biaggio Ali Walsh. He fights for the PFL. He has a fight coming up against Emmanuel Palacio, the Viking. This takes place on the upcoming PFL versus Bellator Champions card on 2/24/24. What's up, Biaggio? How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. So I wanted to ask you, I know all about your 6-1 record. You're debuting as a pro. You're a big name over at PFL. We've seen you fight in person. We know about Gorman and football and everything. But I said, well, I still want to see what he's been up to. And then I see your latest post on Instagram is you receiving a certificate for, was it like a heroic act that you did?
Yeah,
You're with Metro there, and this is an event that occurred. So I was scanning. I probably just looked too late, but I couldn't find it. What happened, man?
yeah. This was when I was working at a nightclub in Omnia here in Vegas, and there was just a situation where this girl came and she was sober, but then like 5 to 7 minutes later she was hammered, which is a big red flag. Working security, it's a little suspicious. So yeah, this guy tried to walk her out, and I just stopped the dude and questioned him. And then her friend came over and was like, "We don't know this guy," and stuff like that. So we took that dude. He tried to get back in, and we ended up kicking him out. And he got arrested. And we just found out that he might have spiked her drink, and he actually had her phone. So yeah, I was just doing my job, and Metro, thought that I did a good job doing my job, and they gave me a certificate.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, who knows what could have happened? I mean,
Oh man, I
honestly,
have no idea.
there's the whole date rape basket or aspect, or maybe just stealing money and credit cards, and now, dude, trafficking, like it's crazy, man. That's really really cool that you stepped in and saw that. What was it about the dude? Just or was it more about the girl didn't look the same like she did, or was there something about his look, like a shady look, his eyes, anything?
He looked like a normal person. I think it was her, just seeing her. She couldn't even walk. She couldn't even talk. Like, it was weird. And I had seen her and her friends come in. Like, I'd seen them come in, and then that girl was just like plastered. And it was such a quick, it was so short. You usually don't get that plastered that quick. So, yeah, usually it's like a date rape drug or something that could have been spiked in her drink. And just seeing her not even be able to walk, and he's like trying to hold her up and I'm like, yeah, this is weird. Who are you?
Yeah, exactly. And what was he like? I guess I'm just curious about the story. Old pervert dude, young dude, shady guy, clean cut. What was his deal?
He was kind of young, but he was just a liar. Like, I remember I said, how do you know her? He's like, yeah, like, I know her. I grew up with her. She's like a sister to me. And I'm like, you're lying, because her friend just came up to us. I didn't tell him this, but her friend just came up and said that she didn't know this guy. So he's lying to my face. And then he got all pissed off and like flipped me off. And I said, you know what? How about you just stay right here? Don't move. So that's when we just questioned him more and more. And then Metro got involved, and he ended up going to jail.
Damn. All right. Good for you, man. Took a predator off the street. I'm just curious. I always ask these questions to fighters. What about, you have a good street fight story from being a bouncer?
No, I haven't really gotten into a fight as a security guard at the club, but I have had guys like try to fight me. I remember there was one dude who like right across from our bathroom is a janitor closet.
Yeah.
And he was like in the janitor's closet, and I was just standing there looking at him. I'm like, what are you doing? The bathroom's right behind you, right? And he was just drunk. He's like, oh, don't tell me stuff I already know. What are you talking shit? Like, so I said, I'm trying to help you out, bro. Like, you're grabbing a broom and you said you have to use the bathroom. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? But yeah, I've had guys like, just like, you want to fight, bro? And I just kind of do this and call for my supervisor. I sparred earlier today. I'm not trying to ragdoll you on your head.
Exactly. What would be your move though? Like I like what Nate Diaz did to that Logan Paul lookalike
Oh, the
over.
guillotine.
Yeah, he just he kind of had his hands up or whatever. Once he got his hands, he
Mhm.
choked them out and then just dropped them like a bag of bricks. How about you? You got one of them moves or
I
what's
think
your move
I
to
think the first thing I
control?
would
Like,
throw is
hurt?
just like the first thing I would do is just throw like a really hard oblique kick like John Jones does. And
Mm.
then maybe they think twice about engaging.
You want to hyperextend the guy's knee then? You're talking about that kick, right?
Like
Yeah,
Roadhouse over
maybe
here.
get him thinking.
Mm. Yeah, Ghost just brought up Roadhouse. Did you see the original Roadhouse, not the Jake Gyllenhaal and
Is
Conor
that the
McGregor?
one with Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
A long time ago, but I don't even remember the movie really.
There's a good scene in there where they take out the guy's knee.
Yeah.
And I think he says, well, no, that's I'm thinking of something else. Goes, I'm thinking of who was it? I think it was Karate Kid, man who can't stand, can't fight, or something like that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Are
That's
those
my
days
move.
over? Are you still doing some of that, or are you just now a professional fighter?
Professional fighter now. I just train now. Like my whole life is training twice a day, every day, and then coming home and playing video games. I live in Las Vegas, so it's really easy to get distracted. You got the strip right there. I could go out, freaking go to the casino, but yeah, my video games keeps me from doing that really.
Who you got in the Super Bowl?
I want the 49ers, man. I'm tired of the Chiefs.
Yeah. That's my squad, and I'm nowhere near Las Vegas. I live in Las Vegas, so I could be partaking in I don't think I could score a ticket. I can't afford a ticket.
Oh man, the tickets are nuts.
Parties and just kind of greeting the team. I don't know. I wish I could have done one of those things because I guess I don't know. But
I got the 49ers.
Mm-hmm. Purdy against Mahomes is a little scary because the better quarterback is usually is a big factor in the game. But it's a team game and we got a lot of stars.
Well, hopefully Christian McCaffrey does his thing. He's killing it. So hopefully,
yeah. All right. So this is your debut. You're getting paid for this one, aside from sponsors or anything else. But does it feel any different? Like, does it feel more important or more intense or like more is at stake, or is it just another fight?
Just another fight. Yeah. And that's the truth. Like, it really is just another fight. The cage that they build in Saudi is the same cage that they built in DC, Atlanta, New York. It's all really the same thing. And I love being asked that kind of question too, because responding to that question and telling you like it's just the same thing I do every day is me telling myself that that's the truth, that it's the same thing you do every day. Go in there, be calm, composed, but sharp and in the present. So it really isn't anything different. Maybe it'd be a little different if I remember before my first PFL fight, I fought in Southern Utah, and that was in like a warehouse on a barn. And then from that fight, I went to the prelims of the championship card on ESPN in Madison Square Garden. So that's a pretty big jump. I remember before that fight, I was gonna shit my pants, but yeah, I'm kind of used to that stage now, and all the illusion around. Like I'm used to it now. So this is no different fight, really. I just plan on going in there and just being a bully and giving people what they want to see.
Well, we're excited to see it. I feel like I'm hogging the stage here. Let me let Goes ask a few questions, but I got a few more, and it's gonna have to do with guys coming over from football and into MMA. We'll do a little history run. But go ahead, Goes. What do you have for Biaggio Ali Walsh, who's got a big fight coming up against Emmanuel Palacio at the card in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, on February 24th. It's a pay-per-view, and it's stacked. Go ahead, Goes.
Biaggio, I wanted to ask you at the beginning of your journey here as an amateur, what was maybe the biggest question you had, and do you feel like you answered it throughout this run?
I think the biggest question that I had was, is this am I doing the right thing? Because I remember the PFL had came to us when I was 0-1 as an amateur. And I'm thinking, I'm 0-1, what? Do you guys see potential in me? What is it? Is it the name? So, and it's both. I think that they see the potential in me, and the name is just the cherry on top. So I think the biggest question I had like at that time is like, am I doing the right thing? Like, what's, I remember I was at Starbucks with one of my teammates and my coach, and I was talking to them about it, and they're like, man, you got to take that opportunity. Why? Anybody who didn't would be just dumb. It's a great opportunity. You're getting like 10 years worth of experience as an amateur. And when I say 10 years of experience, I mean just like the production and the stage and just fighting on ESPN and the big crowd. So yeah, and I took that opportunity, and we're just gonna keep going. You'll never hear me saying that I'm fighting for a belt or for money or anything like that. I'm fighting so that one day I could be a mentor, like my coach and his coach, and help people that or athletes who have been playing a sport and then they stop playing and they don't know what to do with their life. Like myself, that's the same thing that I went through right before I got into MMA. So hopefully one day, I hope to help those, kids that come up in abusive households or single family households who, I want to just give them that kind of like that light bulb and that road that they could go down and help them become the best version of themselves. So yeah, that's the main reason why I fight, really.
You've been surrounded by a lot of pros, not just your standard pros, like very high level professional athletes. A lot of people consider some of these guys mentors. Can you maybe share along this journey, what's like a good piece of advice? Is there a certain fighter that's gravitated to you that you've learned a lot from?
Yeah, man, there's a lot, Sean has helped me. He gives me advice sometimes. Every like blue moon, I'll pick his brain. Chris Curtis has helped me. Maz Burnell has helped me a lot. He's probably my closest friend in the gym. I pick everybody's brains at Extreme. We get so many guys from so many different parts of the world at such a high level of fighting, and they've been in the game for such a long time. So, every time I'm in the gym, I'm always trying to pick people's brains. How do you handle this? How do you do this? How do you jab from a switch stand? Like all types of stuff. I try to just pick everyone's brains. So I would just say everybody at that gym who's high level has helped me out.
Biaggio, when you were 0-1, was there ever any doubt at all? Did you ever have any doubts going into maybe getting that next fight and then from there rolling on to what you were able to do?
No, there was no doubt. I remember after that first fight, I wanted to fight like the 2 weeks later. Like I was just like, damn, I should have been breathing, because my first fight, I wasn't breathing. If you're doing anything and you're holding your breath, you're going to get tired. And that's exactly what happened. I still beat the dude up. I made him drop a couple times, but I just gassed out and he ended up shooting and taking my back. And I didn't even I was just so out of it. But yeah, after that fight, there was no doubt that I wanted to get back in there. I've had, it's crazy. My girlfriend at the time was like, I didn't think you'd fight again after that. I'm like, you crazy. You must not know me that well because I'm trying to just keep going. So, yeah, man, the fighting journey is a learning journey. I don't expect that to only be the time that I learn. I expect more times, when I'm pro to learn. I don't expect sunshines and lollipops and all of that. Like I expect worse. I expect the pressure to get worse. I expect more haters. I expect just X, Y, and Z. So yeah, just bring it. I'm just gonna keep fighting and keep going, and just so I can someday help people and guide them and be the person that they ask questions to.
What video games do you play, and what's the difference between you as a fighter and you as the gamer?
I think the biggest difference is when I'm gaming, I talk a lot of shit, and when I'm fighting, I don't. Not really. Like I'm not much of a talker. Yeah, I play mostly Call of Duty. Sometimes I'll play like GTA with a couple of my friends, and lately I've been playing the PGA Golf Tour. I've been playing a lot of that lately, and all of those games piss me off, man. Especially the golf. Like I'll putt, and like the hole will be here, and it'll just go right past it, and I'm like, okay.
Are you on PlayStation or are you on Sega? Fuck, what's it called? Is
Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, me too. What's the
Yeah.
golf game? I think I almost bought it. I bought 4 at once, and I thought I had it in my hand, and I didn't. But is that like the Tiger Woods one?
Yeah, it's the PGA Tour 23.
Hmm.
That's the one I just got.
And you can play others online as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was playing it last night, and I was pissed off. And
I was playing that FC 24. It used to be called FIFA, so I'm playing
okay.
the soccer game right now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. Can you name 5 other notable MMA fighters who have played football and then transitioned to mixed martial arts?
Yeah. Let me think, man. I know Greg Hardy used to play football.
Yes, that's one of the ones I was thinking about. That's one.
Damn, man. I know there's some, I think football players are some of the best athletes, man. Like I think as the sport continues, I think we're gonna see a lot of football players go into the cage.
Mhm.
The one I could think of just off the bat is Greg Hardy. My coach used to play football and he became a pro fighter, so I'll
Dennis
say
Davis?
Dennis. Yeah.
Okay. Well, did he play in college or something like that, or high school, or?
He played in high school.
Okay.
I'll
tell you the ones I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, don't think I didn't notice that you said, "Oh yeah, like I got this." You only came up with 1 out of 5, so I got to
yeah, literally.
So Brock Lesnar had an NFL tryout. Brock Lesnar had an NFL tryout, but he's more WWE, so you don't even have to count that one. But Brian Stan played for Navy.
Okay.
And OSP played for the Volunteers, Tennessee Volunteers of St. Preux.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Eric Anders, who from time to time comes into Extreme Couture, if I'm not mistaken, played for Alabama under Nick Saban.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, did you know that one?
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, and then there was this one's a little bit of a stretch, but do you remember who was the guy that dated Ariane Celeste? His name was Josh. He was on The Ultimate Fighter. Was it Burkhead or Burnett or
Berkman?
Berkman, yeah, he fought for WSOF too. Cool dude. He was like all state in football in a lot of sports. So he was a running back.
Oh,
so he did pretty well in MMA. Yeah. And there was he said Hardy already. So yeah, it was Ovin St. Preux, Eric Anders, and Johnny Morton. He played for the USC Trojans, but he got stuck once and got his jaw broke at the Coliseum at K1 like in 2007 or something like that. And I think he was one and done. I think Michael Westbrook too, right? Goes from the Redskins.
Yeah, he did King of the Cage.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Football athletes, they're some of the best athletes. I think we're going to see a lot more as the sport goes on.
Yeah, I think so too. But it is an extra level of toughness, MMA, because we've interviewed a few pro football players, and these guys get down on Saturdays and Sundays, but then you ask them about MMA, they're like, hell no, that's crazy there. Like, you have to have another chip or wire loose, you know what I'm saying?
Herschel Walker and Matt Mitrione.
That's true.
Oh, shit. Matt Mitrione played for the New York Giants.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
We could have said 10. Yeah, Herschel Walker. That's right. He had 1 or 2 fights or something like that. Crazy, man. When do you go to Saudi Arabia to adjust? It's 18 days away, but it is like 11 or 12 time zones, I think.
Yeah, we leave the 18th of February. So I think before I leave, I'm going to have like some late night workouts. Maybe I stay up super late just so I can kind of get acclimated to the time difference. Yeah, we were just in Africa actually not too long ago for my brother's boxing fight, and it didn't I think going there it didn't really change that much, but then again I wasn't fighting, so yeah, I think it was coming back is when the jet lag kind of hits and like my sleep schedule is all messed up, but yeah, I think before I leave, maybe just stay up and just kind of just change my sleeping schedule.
That, and I heard that once you land, when you go that way, a lot of the guys that used to fight in the UK used to say, as soon as you land, you get off and you go and have a hell of a workout, even if you're jet lagged or tired from the trip or whatever. A hell of a workout, and then hopefully by then you're exhausted, force yourself to sleep. But a few of the guys used to tell us that was a nice way to combat it. But you got a great team around you with a lot of experience, so I'm sure you guys will have it down. Eric and Francis just went, so I'm sure they might have some
I was
idea.
actually just talking to Eric about this last week. Like, he was telling me to do some late night workouts and just kind of stay up so your body can get acclimated to the time difference.
For sure. Good luck, man. Good luck with the rest of your camp. Safe travels to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I hope you have a great debut against Emmanuel Palacio. Thanks for joining us on MMA Junkie Radio.
Thank you guys for having me.